Welcome to the first 2016 edition of HorseCenter, everyone. Matt, it's time to get the band back together. We've been away for a while, and we all want to be here. We got Matt Schiffman in New Jersey. We got Ember Marr in the production truck. Welcome back, Matt.
It's great to be back, Brian, even considering the 2.5 feet of snow we got in New Jersey. I'm ready to talk Derby.
2.5 feet, that's nothing for you Jersey folk. I remember. I used to live there, Matt. We had to walk uphill both ways. Matt, it's time to talk Derby, and more Derby. We're just over 14. I don't know if you realize, Matt, we're just over 14 weeks away from the 2016 Kentucky Derby. Ember and I are here in downtown Louisville, and we are bracing for the storm that is the Derby. You want to talk Derby with me today, Matt?
Let's talk Derby, Brian.
Let's do it. You know, for the first show in a while, folks, it's good to be back. The first show for a while, we are going to do our top 10 lists, our early Kentucky Derby top 10 lists. Matt, who is number one on your list?
Number one on my list, and way number one right now, is Mohaymen, the $2.2 million purchase Tappet Gray colt for Shadwell and Kieran McLaughlin. Right now, I have him way above the rest.
2.2 million may have been a bargain. I call him Frosted 2.0. You know how I love Frosted, and he ran a pretty good Derby, rallying for a close fourth last year. But yeah, I hard to say anything negative about Mohaymen. He hasn't exactly romped in his first three races, but they've been impressive. They've been impressive up to 9 furlongs. And I think, Matt, he was flattered a little bit when flexibility came back and looked so good against, albeit probably a weak field, in the Jerome.
Yeah, I agree with that, Brian. And the thing that is impressing me most is the way that Kieran McLaughlin is talking about Mohaymen's training down in Florida. Every time the horse goes to the track, Kieran is just talking about how perfectly this horse works. He does nothing wrong. He's moves smoothly, efficiently. It sounds a little bit like some of the things we heard last year. I'm not making comparisons.
Don't do it.
To last year's Triple Crown winner. I'm not, Brian. But when you hear those kind of things coming from Kieran McLaughlin, I got to listen and put a lot of weight in it.
Put a lot of weight in it, Matt, and you did. You put him as your clear number one. Mohaymen is very high up there for me as well. I should point out that his trainer, who I think is an excellent trainer, Kieran McLaughlin, nor the ownership Shadwell Stable has ever won a Kentucky Derby. So this would be something new for the team. They've done well in Triple Crown races before. They won the Belmont with Jazzle. But I'm not ready to put him number one until I see what happens this Saturday at Gulfstream. He'll be running in the Holy Bull, Matt, and we're going to talk about the Bull a bunch on this show. But real quick, let me get to my number one, and I think you have him pretty high up there too. And that's More Spirit, the son of Exaggerator, who finished last year with a nice win in the Los Alamitos Futurity. More Spirit, of course, is trained by Bob Baffert. Bob Baffert not only won the Triple Crown last year with American Pharoah, as we all know, but he's got a great history in the Kentucky Derby. He's won. He's come close in several more. I like having Baffert on my side. More Spirit looks like a horse who just got better with every start last year, and I think he's my best bet right now. So he's number one on my list.
Yeah, I've got him number two, and no question, having Baffert as the trainer is all good. I guess we got to point out that with Tazon Ice's poor performance in the Smarty Jones, and that's the horse that More Spirit beat by about a length last time out. That certainly isn't flattering, but again, just need to put that out there. I got More Spirit as number two on mine. I think our number 3 and 4s are very similar, Brian, aren't they?
Yeah, and to get back to the More Spirit thing, Matt, that really didn't bother me. Taze on Ice was in a speed at Oaklawn. He didn't fire that day. I think he ran his race in the 30. Obviously, he was good too in California, and More Spirit had him measured when he wanted and went by him pretty easily in LaSalle. My 3, Matt, is Brodys Cause. Your 3 is
Exaggerator.
Exaggerator. My 4 is Exaggerator, and your 4 is
Brodys Cause.
Brodys Cause. So again, we flip-flop 1, 2. We flip-flop 3, 4. Very similar. Brodys Cause now has beaten Exaggerator twice. That happened in Keeneland in the Breeders' Futurity, and then again at Keeneland in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, where he rallied well to get third over Exaggerator. Brodys Cause is kind of the come from the clouds horse right now for Dale Romans, the son of Giants Causeway. Big rallying win in the maiden where he beat Conquest Big E, and then nice Grade 1 win in Keeneland before rallying for third. He seems like a horse where 1.25 miles will be right up his alley, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to see what Brodys Cause can do when he makes his return in 2016. And I think we both liked what we saw from Exaggerator in the Derby Jackpot after the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He ran a big race there. He's got a lot of experience. He's had a lot of tough trips and still run well. So I think we both like a lot of things that Exaggerator showed last year, and look forward to his debut this year also.
Yeah, and Matt, while we're talking about 2016 debuts, I mentioned Mohaymen, Holy Bull this Saturday, More Spirit. A week from Saturday is pointing for the Robert B. Lewis at Santa Anita. Exaggerator is set to come back in the 7-furlong San Vicente, which is in a few weeks in February, also at Santa Anita, where he's likely to face the 2-year-old champion Nyquist. Brodys Cause has just started working again in South Florida, and as of now, the Tampa Bay Derby before the Bluegrass is the plan for Brodys Cause. As for Exaggerator, yeah, this is one that I always liked. He was my 2-year-old going into the juvenile, faded a little bit. He has suffered some tough trips. It was nice to see him come right back and win the Delta Jackpot over a really, really good New Jersey-bred Sunny Ridge. And I think that Rail was dead that day at Delta Downs, so that made the performance even better for Exaggerator. I like him a lot. Matt, 5, 6, where are we going next?
On my list, I've got Greenpoint Crusader as number 5 and Nyquist as number 6.
Okay, so at least we're getting a little bit more different as I have both of those horses on my list. Greenpoint Crusader I have down at number 8. And Nyquist I have down at number 7, so not quite as high as you. Why do you like Greenpoint Crusader so much, Matt? The son of Bernardini for Dominic Schettino.
Yeah, I think Greenpoint Crusader is one of those horses that's on my list. I need to see what he's going to do this year. He was extremely impressive as a 2-year-old when he won the Champagne, but that was on a really super sloppy track. And then in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, ran a good race. He had a tough trip. He had a rough trip. He also had trouble with kickback. He came out of that race with an eye injury from the kickback. And taking all that into consideration, he made a good run at the end of that race. So I'm going to give Greenpoint Crusader a chance to show what he's got in 2016. He is coming back in that Holy Bull. And like you said, Brian, we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go along. And I got Nyquist at 6. Got to give respect to the unbeaten 2-year-old champion.
Yeah, we're not giving a heck of a lot of respect to Nyquist at 6 and 7. Unbeaten 2-year-old champion, 3-time Grade 1 winner, Matt. Nyquist was certainly the best 2-year-old in the country. He's the son of first crop sire Uncle Mo. Distance there may be a question, and I think that's something that we're both thinking of a little bit in not having him in our top 5. But certainly we respect Nyquist, and it would be no surprise to see him do well, especially on the path to the Derby before he gets 10 furlongs for the first time. I mentioned San Vicente against Exaggerator for a first race back, so that'll be interesting in mid-February. Number 8 for me was Greenpoint Crusader. You had number 5. I do want to mention in that sloppy Champagne, very nice turn of foot, and I really like the way he finished that race out. And the Breeders' Cup Juvenile is a draw a line through it for me. Lots of trouble, irritation, as you mentioned, the eye, the kickback, but he still was finishing up kind of in the middle of the pack, unfortunately, but finishing up full of run at Keeneland. I'm going to go back to my 5 and 6, who you haven't mentioned yet. and they're from the same barn, Matt. They're from the Red Hot Cassie, Team Cassie, Mark Cassie, Norm Cassie stable. Aeroforce proved to be a top-notch turf horse before he came back and won what I think is a key race, the Kentucky Jockey Club at Churchill Downs, beating More Spirit for one, beating Mo Tom for another. Aeroforce looks really good. He's going to be debuting at Tampa Bay. Sam F. Davis is the plan in a few weeks. And then from the same barn, as I mentioned, a horse that's just another gorgeous tappet, as is Mo Heyman, and that's Conquest Big E. I've had my eye on him since I saw him debut at Churchill Downs. He also had some growing pains, was a little green, had some trouble in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile where he finished in the middle of the pack, but came back with a nice allowance win at Churchill Downs. So I'm high on both of Mark Cassie's horses, Aeroforce at 5, Conquest Big E, the Pretty Gray at number 6.
Yeah, that's I have Aeroforce at number 7 on my list just because he's such a talented horse. I've got to give him a chance to see what he will do when he hits the dirt surface.
Yeah, and Conquest Big E, Matt, did he make your top 10, by the way?
He did not. Like it's tough putting together this top 10, and considering that the Cassie barn is really heating up right now at Gulfstream, hard to leave out, but I had to leave something out.
Well, that might change next week, Matt, because he's the third horse now that we've mentioned who will be in the Holy Bull Stakes on Saturday at Gulfstream Park. Like you said, Cassie is hot, and I think Conquest Big E has a big shot against Mo Heyman and Greenpoint Crusader, amongst others. He's working well. Interestingly, he's working in company lately with Kygan, the really good older turf horse. So Conquest Big E has impressed in South Florida workouts. Look for him to run well Saturday. Whether that's good enough to beat Mo Heyman and the rest remains to be seen. All right, Matt, so you talked about your 5, 6, and I guess you mentioned Aeroforce. Who else do you have in your top 8?
Right. Aeroforce is my number 7. I've got Blue Creek from Dubai at number 8, and I have Flexibility at number 9. I got to give some respect to the horse who has never run a bad race, is going in the Withers this Saturday, and at number 10 I've got Zulu.
Zulu from the Todd Pletcher, and that's the only Pletcher we're going to mention in either of our top 10. Zulu is not in my top 10, Matt, but he's close. An impressive maiden win earlier at Gulfstream, and then again on a sloppy track while I was down there last week. He looked good, running away from allowance competition down the stretch. Zulu is interesting. Another Bernardini, right?
Yep, another Bernardini.
Plenty of Bernardinis. We mentioned Greenpoint Crusader. Yeah, I like Zulu. Just missed my top 10. I'll take credit for your Blue Creek in the top 10 because I think I tipped you off on this one. Blue Creek is going to make his second start. Folks, in case you don't know, he is a Charlie Appleby trained horse who's based in Dubai, a beautifully bred son of Street Cry who looks the part. Big maiden win at Dubai, which of course is now dirt. And he's going to make his second start this weekend at Dubai, so that'll be interesting. Matt and I are both giving a horse who's only had one race halfway across the world a lot of respect, but that's how much I think of Blue Creek at this point. Look for him to be a major player as they head to the rich UAE Derby as the spring plays out on the new dirt course at Meydan. You mentioned one that I don't have on my list, Zulu, but I'm going to throw in another one on my list that you don't have, and that's Mo Tom from the Tom Amoss stable. Matt, I thought he looked very good. I'm not sure if the competition was quite as good as we'll see in Florida and California, but he looked very good in winning the Lecomte at Fairgrounds, and I like the way he finished, although he, like Nyquist, is a son of Uncle Mo, which, again, for me, brings up a little bit of a distance question.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, there's a whole bunch of Uncle Mo's that are just below the top 10 that are Pletcher's got another Uncle Mo that might develop late also. So it's going to be interesting to see whether the Uncle Mo's can get a little bit more distance than he did. Of course, there is the dam side that is part of the whole picture too.
Absolutely. And Uncle Mo may not have had the best opportunity with his illness and everything. So certainly, as just a super 2-year-old was Uncle Mo, 2-year-old champion, and he's gotten off to a great start as a sire. Maybe he will produce a Kentucky Derby winner in his first crop. I've got 2 Uncle Mo's in my top 10. Matt has 1. Matt, so that's it for the top 10. I mentioned to you in an email, I think recently, that I easily had another 27 that could have slipped in to the top 10. So this is not an exact science. I think Ember's been putting up our top 10 a little bit as we've been talking about it, so you can take a look. And I think we should mention a couple others. Swipe, especially, Matt, didn't make either of our top 10 lists as of right now. That's because he's still recovering from an ankle chip. Obviously, he's had no works back, and with a little over 14 weeks to go, I just don't think he's one of the 10 best bets to be in the Derby. But if he comes back to where he was last fall, Swipe would quickly move into my top 10.
Yeah, no question about that, Brian. But we're like at 100 days until the Kentucky Derby, which is a nice thought when you're sitting here in all this snow.
Yeah, 100 days is not that long. It's going to go fast, a little over 14 weeks. And I think it starts this Saturday for me, really, with the Holy Bull. Matt, this is the first real Derby prep that I'm excited about. We mentioned 3 of them: Mo Heyman, Conquest Big E, Greenpoint Crusader. I think are all really good, legitimate top 10 horses. And then Cherry Wine, who's bred to go long, a son of Patio Prado, has looked really good in his last 2 starts for trainer Dale Romans.
And as it should be, Brian, the Holy Bull has a great field. It's Gulfstream Park. It's in Florida. The horses are all training down there. This is where they should start coming out, and it's going to be a terrific contest.
Exciting. Like I said, the first Derby prep that I'm excited about, and it's just going to get better from here. If you like one of the horses that we mentioned about, or maybe even somebody else in the Holy Bull, I wouldn't get too worried about if you didn't win the Holy Bull. Horses that run second, third, fourth in the Holy Bull, but show you that they're moving forward. Don't get too upset, especially with the quality of this Holy Bull. Matt, we're going to recap the Holy Bull. We'll recap the Withers. We'll talk about the Bob Lewis next week. We're just going to immerse ourselves for a few weeks here on Kentucky Derby Talk. It's good to have the band back together. HorseCenter, folks, you can count on us for being here for a while now. Matt, you excited?
I'm absolutely excited, and I'm looking forward to a big performance from Mo Heyman in the Holy Bull.
Don't count Mo Heyman yet. I think Conquest Big E and Greenpoint Crusader, it's a tough spot. Anyway, folks, that's what makes racing so interesting. And now we are officially on the Kentucky Derby Trail here at HorseCenter. Thanks for watching today. We will see you next week and every week after that. Thanks for watching.